Okay, we're gonna practice some skills here today on the WatchDog on Wall Street show. Well, one of the things that I've tried to accomplish over the years, people listening to this program, I want you to come away with skills that will help you in everyday life, and obviously, in particular, when it comes to your portfolio. We've talked about this often. Talking about get rich quick con artists being the world's second oldest profession. And I've broken down how they go about, getting people to part with their money. And it gets the same type of concept and practice that is done by the media to sell a narrative, whatever it may be. It's all about, quite frankly, getting you to believe BS, disinformation. And that's a popular word nowadays, disinformation. You got politicians, we got to fight against disinformation. We got to fight against this, got to fight against that. But then you go to watch a news program, you go to read a newspaper or a story. Longtime listeners know I've, in particular, as of the past several years, I've been making fun of this often. These journalistic endeavors, these anecdotal stories that they come up with where they have an idea and then they find somebody. They find somebody to back that idea. You need to work on a skill. You want to be successful when it comes to the markets. You want to be someone who is not sold a bill of goods. You don't want to be taken for a fool. You need to be able to separate the anecdotal from the statistical. Nassim Nicholas Taleb talks about this, talks about the salient. If you are, let's say, let's bring up the Wolf on Wall Street, or the movie Boiler Room, or some of these investment con guys out there. They will focus on the salient. The emotional, what will pull at your emotional string, your greed button, whatever it may be, and get you to focus on that, get you to believe that. Think about it in terms of COVID. There's another great example. You are going to die, and then they would show somebody dying of COVID or present pictures. But again, they weren't taking the wider picture, the actual statistical into account. It's always about focusing on a detail, a minor detail, getting you to focus on this rather than seeing the big picture. I hope I'm trying best to make sense out of this. One of the things in our Markowski Investments Financial Independence Top 20, it must have been 19 or 20 on the list. Maybe it was 20. It's, when I give financial advice, or when you give financial advice, you want to know when you're doing well, you bore people. You bore people. This morning, for example, I am doing my morning guest appearance. And I'm asked a question about the Santa Claus rally that didn't happen when it came to the markets. And I'm like, Santa Claus rally? And I had to explain, and obviously I was being, they love to talk about these nonsensical things. I'm like, there's no such thing as a Santa Claus rally. That is a detail that they came up with at some point in time to get people or focus their attention on, not what's in their best interest for their portfolio over the long run, but the here and now. And you see this in a myriad of different things. They'll put out some statistic, some bit of information. Well, this happened. This hasn't happened since 1977, and it happened this way. It's all meaningless. It doesn't matter. It gets you focused on the wrong things. That's how the business media will do it. That's how Wall Street will sell you some garbage investment product. And it's the same way the mainstream media will sell you a narrative, or the government will sell you a war or a vaccine. Focusing on the salient, okay? Not the bigger picture. WatchDog on Wall Street.com.